romantic relationships start when you know what you want. Like, if you know you want to date someone, then you will probably look for someone to date, and it can lead to being romantic because then you'll get involved and whatever. But if you see someone and you don't want a relationship with them, then it's kind of harder for it to get, like, more romantic. Though it really depends how you mean romantic. If you mean romantic like you're doing sexual things with them, then that's romantic in your way. If you mean romantic meaning that you're getting closer to each other and like romantic in the way that it can lead to marriage, then romantic relationships can start a lot sooner. So, but in the first place, you have to meet the person to get in a romantic relationship. But I do think that when you see a person, that's when like that whole attraction starts. And usually I think that if it's a random person you're chasing after, you're usually just chasing after looks, because people always say like, oh, I really like you, but like that person doesn't really know the other person that they actually like. And if it's a friend, if you're chasing after a friend, then you probably know them better, and you're probably just not going for looks. I'm sure they'll be attractive, but whoever you're going after, it probably did not start as a hookup because you're already friends. The person you want to be with is sometimes hard because you don't know what they want. They can want a relationship, maybe they don't, maybe they just want a friendship, maybe they just want a hookup. But once you do figure out what they want, and if you do start being in a relationship, ways that it can progress to become a romantic relationship is very different than what others. Again, this depends on whether or not what you mean is really romantic. Because if you think romantic is just sexual, then it won't really progress. It can progress, but it will only progress sexually because you only think being romantic is more sexual. But if you think that, then I think that ways to progress on that is to have good communication. And like sometimes people just don't work out. Like sometimes you can't talk to each other, or if you say something to another person, then they just get angry at you really fast, and like they're jealous or whatever, and sometimes things just don't work out, so they're not for you. But obviously like people do fight, and I think it's good to have fights in your relationship, but when it leads to the point when like every single thing like you're just not getting along, then I don't think it's working out. But I do think that when someone feels that someone else did something wrong and they confront them about it, and maybe they argue about it, then I do think that's healthy, because then you feel comfy enough to actually go up to them and tell them what you feel they're doing wrong. And I think that to progress, you need to have trust, because you shouldn't be jealous, and that you need to be honest, because then if you're honest, there's no reason for someone to not trust you. I also think that if you share things, then it's also important in the progression of a romantic relationship, because the more you share things, the more you get to know the person. However you meet this person, you probably want to see them again because you're attracted to them. So you will probably try to find a way to see them again. You'll maybe create a party, like a hangout, or maybe you'll find out ways to find them. And specifically, if you're looking at high school relationships, you'll probably find out what classes they have, like certain period, maybe like what ways you can go in the hallways to see where they are. I do strongly believe, and if it's meant to be, it will happen, because I don't think that, especially before you start a relationship, I don't think that it is very necessary for you to try so hard, because if it's meant to happen, then it'll happen. But if you're trying in a relationship and it's just really not working, then obviously the progression won't happen because it's one-sided. Basically, my theory is that for a romantic relationship to start, you have to know what you want. You have to know whether you just want to hook up or you want an actual romantic relationship, and who you want. You have to know whether you want someone who will bring you up or someone who will bring you down, which obviously most people do not want someone to bring you down. It usually starts when you see someone and you think they're attractive, and then you will hang out more, and then it will lead to more hanging out, and then more hanging out, and then you'll get to know them, and that intimacy and that getting emotionally attached will create romantic like times for you and the other person you like. So in high school, I do think it is sometimes hard to actually know, but I have some steps for what I think that high school relationships can come out as.
Here are the 11 steps of how relationships work in high school. Step 1. Notice the hottie. Hi. Step 2. Make a move. When that fails, talk to her best friend to fix you up. Help her best friend throw a party in which you and the hottie will be attending. Hey, I heard you're the hottie's best friend. Can you throw a party so we can both attend? Make the second move. Cool party, right? If she gives you the signal, ask her out.
You wanna go out with me?
Sure! Take her out to different venues. If they last the week, things can become very serious.
I love you. I love you too.
Oh! After a few months, they start to argue. Did you eat the last chocolate Teddy Graham?
Would you call me?
Soon the fighting will get too much and you're gonna break up and talk to your best friend about it.
Yeah. Sid, we broke up. I'm so sad.
Do you need a hug?
When you're talking to your best friend, you will realize your best friend was there for you all along and they are the better choice for you.
Oh, Sid, you were there for me all along and you're the better choice anyway.
And the final step is to get married.
Oh, Sid, you were there for me all along and I don't remember what I'm supposed to say. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Sid. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm so sorry.
Soon, the fighting gets too much, and you... Shut up a second.
Stop.
Why are you still here? I broke up with you already.